Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Boozer here. Today's video we're going to go over the most recent Hydra rotation change. Like I do every month, I drop a quick video explaining the new rotation, give you guys some tips and tricks on what to bring, how to deal with each head, and so forth. So let's jump right into it. Prepared a spreadsheet for you guys as per normal. Sorry, it's a bit bright. But basically here it is, Hydra rotation 3. What we're dealing with in the first lineup is the Spirit Head of Decay. So this is the cleansing one. It reduces your max HP. It can be provoked, so make sure you guys bring a provoker. The Spirit Affinity is actually really good for some affinity provokers. I'll explain. So for example, Seeker is one of my top picks. He is an epic. He makes your team better with his turn meter boost and attack up. His double hit A1 has roughly a 50% chance to provoke, so it's not super consistent. But if you can make him fast on a team that has speed up, maybe with an ally attacker, and with the speed down on the Hydras, you can probably attack twice with Seeker, which brings up the provoke chance quite a bit. So Seeker is actually a very, very good choice. He's magic affinity, so he's going to be strong against decay this rotation. So that's pretty much the notable one for me. But bring a provoke set if you guys got it. Put on an AoE champion. I got some provokers here listed. I do use Cantra for a lot of provoking work. Vivold also gets a lot of work, and Molly gets a lot of work. So these 4 provokers is basically the ones that I use on a regular basis. Next head that we have to deal with is the Head of Wrath. So this one's the one that hits really hard. If you're not ready for it, it can basically just end your run. So make sure you guys are ready for it when he's all powered up. You guys can kind of see, like, he has the he basically hits you on the 15th hit that he gets. He has a timer over his head. This rotation he's Spirit, which is really good because he requires block buffs. So if you can block his attack up buff, he also places a reflect damage and a block debuff on himself. So if you can place block buff on him, you can kind of really control him quite a bit. The other thing that he kind of needs is attack down. So you need something to give him attack down. Ideally something that has an AoE attack down, but single target attack down works. So I have Rock here. Rector can work. She's a bit of like survivability, reviving, healing, as well as an attack down in the A1. Same thing with Rock. If you guys have Artak built up and ready to go, he's actually extremely good. He has attack down, AoE, as well as dealing damage. He's mostly a damage dealer, but he does bring the attack down, which is really nice. Krisk obviously very good, double duty as provoker and also survivability as well. There's a bunch of champions that can bring attack down, so make sure you guys bring it against Wrath, or if you guys are over geared for the difficulty that you guys are playing, then you guys might not need attack down. The next head we have to deal with is Head of Suffering. So this is the tanky head. It increases the stats, it increases the resistance of all the Hydras by plus 50. So make sure you guys have ample accuracy to land your debuffs. You guys need to boost that up a little bit for this opening lineup. Maybe switch to an accuracy aura if you guys need it. But that's the deal with Head of Suffering. Bring block buffs or buff strip because he does place reflect damage on himself, which makes big nukes like Husk or Rogard a bit harder to use because he does reflect and kill you. He is quite tanky, but he's quite slow, so you can kind of use that to your advantage a little bit. He's a good candidate for Brimstone. I think 2 out of the 3 moves that he does trigger Brimstone, so generally I just ignore this head until the very end. He's just a very, very tanky head. But for block buffs, you're going to bring, for example, Ugo is going to be insane in this opening rotation because we have 2 Spirit and 2 Magic to start. So Ugo will not get weak hit, so that's going to be really good. Magic affinity champions in general for this rotation will be very strong. So Ninja, Rogard, Artak, they'll be extremely strong for this opening rotation. Mishinaki, Tila, very good. And then Seeker as well. And then finally we have the Head of Blight. So this is the Poison Cloud head. It's not only I think what gets underestimated about the Head of Blight is that it actually hits quite hard. The AoE with the poison stacks, I think it's quad poisons on you, and it hits hard. So you need either a cleanser or a way to recover quickly, so a heal. So I did put Mithrala here. Leech is obviously very good. Mithrala brings a cleanse plus shield. Somebody like Riho that can cleanse and heal is actually very strong as well. Tuhanarok can cleanse, so something that can deal with the Head of Blight's incoming damage will be very useful for you. And to deal with the Poison Cloud, you need a touchless HP burn like Geomancer, or you need to block buff like Ugo. So again, Ugo would be MVP for this opening lineup. 2 spirit, 2 magic, MVP. All right, if you guys have Ugo, that's great. If you guys don't, I did list some options here for AoE or single target block buffs. Not the most common debuff, and this list is not exhaustive, but these are just some examples that you may be interested in using. Top damage dealers, if you're higher in the difficulty, you're looking for max HP hitters. Husk, Krizia, Rogard, excellent, for example. Geomancer is going to be MVP in this opening lineup as well. He really benefits off Wrath, and he's going to be very strong against Head of Blight, and he's strong affinity against 2 of these heads. So he's going to be excellent for pumping out damage. And then we have kind of like the rest. They're all good in their own way. Some are better in lower difficulties. Like for example, Trunda is going to be very good in normal and hard, but she's going to be not usable in brutal and nightmare. Artak is the new addition for this month. He's extremely good as an AoE HP burner. He will conflict with Geomancer, so if you have both of them on the same team, you might not be getting the full potential, but it might still be the best damage output anyways. And yeah, I put some best supports here. These are just general supports you guys can maybe build around if you guys need a team around them. And yeah, that's about it for what I wanted to say. I don't think this opening rotation is that difficult. It's going to be more difficult than Torment rotations, starting rotations, because Torment, if you have Shamail with Torment, it's actually extremely easy. But it's not the most difficult opening rotation, because the most difficult one would be Mischief plus Decay together with Wrath. I think that would be the hardest one, because one thing can go wrong and then Wrath can wipe your team. But this one, you're gonna take a lot of incoming damage, Head of Wrath, Head of Blight, and you know, you really need your block buffs you know, clutching up. You can't have it fall off, because the Head of Suffering will place reflect damage on himself, poison gas clouds, and then obviously the attack up Head of Wrath AoE wipe. All the while you have to keep the Head of Decay under control, so it can be a bit difficult. So make sure you guys have everything covered: provoke set, attack down, block buffs, and block buffs. Block buffs, Ugo MVP, guys. Ugo is MVP. Make sure you guys make 3 of her if you guys need to. She's an excellent champion. I did prepare one example of a team that I will be using for nightmare difficulty. I haven't run the key yet. I don't have time to right now, but I will show you guys the team. So this is the team that I basically am using. Shamail can be replaced with any damage dealer you feel like. I was thinking about using Rogard just for like maximum damage, and then make sure that the duration, my run duration, will be as short as possible. But this would be like a full manual team, and it would be a little bit dicey, especially if I lost somebody to Wrath. Even though Magic Affinity is very strong against this opening rotation, this is not a great auto team. So I chose Shamail, which makes it a bit more auto friendly. He brings a bit of damage and extra coverage against the Head of Torment if he should pop up. But we got Nekmo. He's the engine that powers the team. Attack up, speed up, leech, attack down, turn meter, provoke max HP, and then big damage, MVP right here, and then recovery. And she also brings a little bit of damage as well. You don't necessarily need Mithril. You could bring any kind of support champion, but she brings support and damage, so that's the best thing about her. And yeah, so this is kind of it. I mean, you know, you got 4 epics, a free champion, and a guarantee. This should do Nightmare no problem. But yeah, I'll post some teams up on my community posts when I'm done, just to help you guys out if you guys are struggling a little bit. It's a bit of a hard rotation, like I said, since Torment's not in the opening rotation, especially if you're sitting on Shamael. If you're not sitting on Shamael, then you're probably happy to see this rotation instead of Torment in the opening rotation. But yeah, anyways, that's it for me, guys. If you guys found it helpful, let me know in the comments below. If you guys notice anything I missed, let me know as well. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.